That alone, for an investor to hear that our A-list artist sells his things before he can organize his show, then it means that the country that has that music or creative sector I didn't like. But for him to say, oh, I sold my this, I sold my that to invest
It's understandable.
into it's understandable, because each and every one of us will invest in our things because we feel, Charlie, with the momentum, me feel way, I mean, from building a company way.
Exactly.
Our artists feel it's normal. Oh, I want to go there, you know. But Nigerians don't take it like it's normal. They take it as business.
Yeah, viewers, Shalemo Kaya, Stonebwoy ne kafu de eko grante interview bi ma ne ko ka sa same way ewo honom.
Bro, but how do you pull it off? Then I said, Charlie, I even had to sell my 2 cars to invest in the show. That's what I sold my V8 and my Range to put in the show. And like, wow, really? I said, yeah. And you know, you don't make the money, but we know.
Yeah, challenge where your Stonebwoy awaka say oton ni V8 ne Range Rover and ode koye ni whole show na che say enya asem ketwa na asem way spark conversations bebre ama Shatta fans be ka say Stonebwoy broke che say enya is a crowd but chale Shatta Wale abeka safa ho na yenkotie nsem a ye den okan na ye wi a Shatta Wale wa ka de enti a Nigeria for ye pure more than Ghanaian artists into the before say abakotie no ye hwe video we mbra
for doing such a thing is to invest in my business, which is fine. You understand?
Okay.
Me, I've not blamed that thing that he did for anything. But you see, if you're thank you too. But if you're a business person, you understand, and you know much about how to run business, you don't go out there telling people how you run your business. You understand?
Good. That was what we were telling him. You shouldn't have even come out to say it.
Thank you. You understand?
Yes.
Because you see, that alone brings a question mark to our music industry. That alone, for an investor to hear that our A-list artist sells his things before he can organize his show, then it means that the country that has that music or creative sector is in hell. Like
it's in jeopardy.
We don't have, like we don't have. There's no way they can come invest here and make their money back. So that alone was what I didn't like. But for him to say, oh, I sold my this, I sold my that to invest.
It's understandable.
It's understandable, because each and every one of us will invest in our things because we feel, Charlie, with the momentum, me feel way, I mean, from building a company way, okay, momentum, maybe I'm TV way, I mean, find your rent, you know. You see, that one is your position. But you see, when you come out like that, you see, it makes the business looks like down. What must I say? Maybe most artists, which most artists, almost make them say, oh, Charlie, they go see some big man, or the big man say, after the big man, them say, what? And recently, I think Sakura even made a tweet about that. Because artists will be breaker, you know, the big man say, Charlie, apart from music, what business do they do? I said, good. But you see, we don't say it out there.
Yeah.
What am I saying? Because me, Shatta, if it's not about Shaxi and Hot Wave, that it's visible out there. I have plenty of things that I don't come to tell people.
Wow.
That if I tell you that, oh, I do this job, you see like, hey, by then I'll get a way. But you see, in a business world, there is a communication that goes on. If you're not a good communicator when it comes to business talks, you always like look wanted. Like you always look like you are not part of what is going on. That's what I'm saying. If most artists can listen to Shatta Wale, there are avenues in Ghana that every artist can perform in Ghana and charge $100,000 hands down.
Wow.
But when I'm talking about it, they still see it like, oh, boy, but me build a company, me yet nyama, I'm doing things like the number of times I even want to give my fans money is even outrageous. What must I say? But people are all seeing those like, oh, he's bragging, he likes fronting, he shows off too much. But I go like, what is the show off about? Where I am, like the way I have Cass was saying, if they are paying me £2,000 here, and I feel, Charlie, £2,000, if you make a buy a house, you know, and if you watch my family, you know, my kid that goes on international, you know,
I should be like travel.
Unless I hear so, they say for Zimbabwe, they pay 2,000, but they pay 20,000. I go pack my family and go there.
Exactly.
But you see, I said this on a couple of platforms, and I'll say it here too. Most of your favorites that you follow them didn't grow up like me. That is the difference. I get more to say. Me, I grew up to come and face my hustle myself.
Wow.
There is this saying every boy says that, like, you know, it's one of our attempts. You know, we leave home to come and feed home, or we left home to go feed home. You understand me? Some of us, we are fighting for ourselves because our homes are already good. My father doesn't need me to go to America to come and impress to my family. You understand me? But in somebody's house, when the person goes to America, it's an achievement.
That's true.
Some of us are on the hustle field. Sometimes when I watch, I have guys.
Yeah, Charlie, asama Shatta Wale kan according to no or say asama Stonebwoy beka say oton ne cars and na oye den organize ni whole show no Charlie hu hia se na nkoye den ko kasa asem no cause investor bi ti say A-list artist bi wo Ghana ha say this waton ne cars na wa organizing show like ma ma adwen den ba ye so cause mo nya de mo mfa ye serious ko be hu ne say kan kwa na we industry sika bi anim inti nanka ese nka de ofa mu nyina nanka ese nka Stonebwoy ye den e face ne low key nanka wa ye den waje glory na ye den ama ne ho ache se enya sem ketwa na Shatta Wale abeka de enti a aye Nigerian artist ye chomo more than aye Ghanaian artist yenkotie
Anybody to change my mindset. I they come go UK this 1st August. I want to paint a certain picture for the next generation of that picture. Let's go back to let's say Nigeria. Two-Face, P-Square. They started using the private jets, and it became normal for every promoter to book a Nigerian artist like that. So today, when you see a Davido in a private jet, see a Burna Boy in a private jet, see Whiskey in a private jet, see an Ashake in a private jet, they didn't demand for it. Somebody worked for it for that thing to happen.
Exactly.
Our artists feel it's normal. Oh, I want to go there, you know. But Nigerians don't take it like it's normal. They take it as business, and that is where we lose track of. For instance, if Nigerian artists like somebody like Davido in Nigeria, and if he make $3 million per show, he wouldn't even want himself to even travel to abroad to go and hustle for $20,000. And constantly, I've been repeating this. I've been telling everybody that the promoters outside, they like promoters for Ghana, where they have firm companies where somebody money day back where they take give the artists. They are always trying to promote Ghana music in their own way. So mostly they get funding. So the least you can see a promoter outside paying a Ghanaian artist, and this is fact. The least you can see a promoter paying a Ghanaian artist is highest maybe $30,000. Highest. But you hear a Rema taking $3 million, $2 million. Ask yourself why. Somebody built that foundation. And up to now, nobody has built that foundation for us. So sometimes when I'm there, I just take myself as the sacrificial lamb that, okay, cool. If nobody go do them, I go do them for myself. But I don't say maybe Shatta Bagua go born, and by the age of 18, even Peking, if you do music, where Bagua they say, oh, Shalima Peking, they do music. You go try invest, because say when in Peking hit one song, you go enjoy the private jets, the 5-star hotels, the securities, the everything. You enjoy it as an artist, because as of now, none of our artists are fighting for that. Our artists are still sitting. Our artists are still sitting in business classes, first class, and they fly, and they feel it's normal, which is cool. Everybody in the mindset, but that doesn't mean Shatta doesn't want to travel. I can pick my passport. I have visas all over my passport. I can pick my passport and travel any day. But I always travel with purpose, because I feel, I have so much responsibilities, and sometimes this Shatta, or Shatta movement, Beam Nation argument, sometimes I beg you, make you just sit down well and analyze something. Nana Kwame, I don't know, but if you deal house with your father, maybe they go work. When he explain in work about, they explain in work matters to your mom. Most of the things you go explain to your mom, because you be kiddie, you don't go understand. Because your mother start talk about those things long time. You understand me?
Yeah.
So you Shatta Bagua, you don't have access to even understand or even diagnose what your father they talk about. What am I saying here? I'm talking about me and Stonebwoy. I started this music business before Stonebwoy. I know much about this business more than Stonebwoy. I know what artists have done in front of me that I thought they were succeeding and they were progressing, but not knowing they were descending to wherever they want to descend to. We are used to artists traveling with no results, and we've given Nigerians the platform to come and show us how to move as an artist. Why don't you want to learn from it? Why, if a promoter calls you and he says he wants to pay $30,000, what is the rush in there for? $30,000 is peanut for a whole lot of people.
Yeah.
But it's not peanut for maybe some of us in here. But artistically, if you make somebody pay $30,000, do you think the person can get you to the level where music has gotten to right now? I believe you guys are here. Sometimes maybe you say Kendrick Lamar perform. Maybe the money they give him, you go here $10 million. Because one performance where you do, yes, because we all saw the Super Bowl. How Kendrick Lamar came on stage with his dancers, the way they change the stage, the way they do things, all those things, they come with a lot of money. But we like just to go and hold the microphone, stand on any stage and perform. So that you go see some artists some show for outside. And our artists, the stage be normal stage. They don't do anything. You know what I mean? They just do stage. That thing they do one for Ghana here. If you go to Konogo, yes, they go do that thing for you. But Shatta like this, I go tell you, say, I want my stage like this. And most of the promoters, they don't want to listen to those things because they are not professional promoters. These are people that want to help Ghana music grow. That is why they are also, pushing our artists. Oh, come to London. Oh, come to Germany. Oh, come to here. Come to here. That is why I've decided that now, if I'm working with a promoter outside, I would have to invest into it too, so that we can all help ourselves. Because if where I have gotten as an artist, maybe if a promoter calls me and says, "Oh, Shatta, I don't get your private jet and I don't get that money way you want for this, maybe your apartment you want to stay. But I go get the venue, I go get this, I go get that." I'll say, yeah, kudos. Okay, then let me work on my private jets, let me work on my crew, let me work on my and you to work there, because if you there, you the promoter in the stay. So that you won't look like I'm stressing you. Then we can work together. But most people don't understand like where Shatta comes from. Anytime I say I don't travel because the shows outside there, the monies are not good. And I don't know how you people see it when you see your artists travel and you feel like they are doing something extraordinary. Sometimes your artists are in America and London and things performing. But Shatta is here also taking $500,000, $1 million. All those things, people are blind to it because all we are watching is, the other side and what we want to defend. But if we really sit down and analyze how this business runs, most of you will clap for me here. So now, I believe maybe I've answered the question. If you want to ask another thing.
Okay, thank you. So,
thank you.
Yeah, international Shatta Wale chira the entire to Nigeria for no more than a Ghanaian artist near a stage settings. And they said they then your branding and home. Sikebia or mobile near then your DHD, but and says honey, yeah, no course a Ghanaian artist who near who say, yeah, co honum dear, the coco promote and so a Jumano and Tessa. I say, yeah, boy, Jumo has saying, I see as you who say, yeah, big intimacy, charge your ma, yan charge your such a way, say, Abia say. Omohwe na nyema binya den enko ye wo ho no mo so betimi aden usu betimi this kind den ahye wo program na wo ye na aden looking more attractive said e be den e be frame more promoters amount so atase aha cause okona ko jambo ka stage bia so ye den e perform ya ye hu impact papa bia wo cause nipa be hu ne say e normal performance bi no abe den wa be ye but so charge kese na say even okobo show na say scanner e be free maba no eye good also to me invest back to show now ye den oh yeah now say also so ye den when ya kakra da ye den e dia to ho da ye den e dia paga na asi sana Shatta Wale ye den e kire e bia na asem na oka no one ne ya adwen one ne nya adwen chale ni nyina no kire wa adwen wo eye comment section ase from starting to the end kire wa adwen na afei so subscribe channel na share video ni ma foforo Real Planet ECTV so ni and I'm out. Pow.